Hi, I'm Greg with German-Bliss Equipment in Princeville and East Peoria, Illinois, your Kubota tractor superstore. Today I want to talk to you about two really important classes of Kubota tractors, the Kubota Standard L Series and the Kubota MX Series. The Standard L has been around for a few years now and has really proven itself as being the customer's choice for those small to medium-sized jobs and acreages. But introduced just this last year was the new MX series. Again, the MX has been around for a while, but we had some really neat new additions this past season. Two models, the MX 5400 and the MX 6000, which are correspondingly 54 engine horsepower, 60 engine horsepower, have been a great addition to the family because it gives us the ability to have a larger frame machine with a couple of really well-defined horsepower sizes that gives us not just good engine horsepower, but in the MX 6000 you have about 53 to 54 PTO horse, and the MX 5400 is about 47 PTO horsepower. Well, why is that important? Well, what we find is customers who are looking for that MX series tractor are looking for more lift capacity at the loader, but definitely more power at the three-point hitch. And because of that, it allows them to, if they're have like livestock and things like that, it allows them to have machines that will really do the work they need around their farm. So if they're putting a bale spear on the front, they want to have the capacity to lift up a round bale, they can do that with the MX series. This machine has about 2,300 pounds lift capacity at the loader, and about the same lift capacity at the three-point hitch at 24 inches behind the lift arms. It's one of those decisions we see being made all the time in the dealership, which tractor do I need for my job? And so our salespeople are trained to ask a lot of questions, and they'll say, how much acreage are you maintaining? What's the terrain that you're working on? What are the lift requirements of the loader? What's the most important attachment you want to put on here? And it's different for every customer. So just because your neighbor has 20 acres and he or she purchased one size tractor doesn't mean that's the best machine for you. When we're looking at the Standard L Series, number one, these machines are being used for loader work. So a customer comes in and they want to be able to move, do dirt projects around their property or on their commercial work. They want a smaller frame tractor because of maneuverability wherever their dimensions of the properties they're working on. They've got, relatively flat or slightly sloping grades they're working with, so they're not constantly going up and down steep hills. So they feel, pretty secure with their lower center of gravity you have with these tractors. But we'll see people primarily putting, a 5-foot rotary cutter on the back of these machines. You can mow as much ground as you possibly want to mow, just simply based on how much time you want to take in order to get that project done. From a loader standpoint, the Standard L Series tractors, all three models use the exact same loader. It's the L525 loader, which gives you about 1,200 to 1,250 pounds lift capacity. This is a good sized tractor for just general work around your estate, around your small farm, on a commercial property. You can pop this loader off. The loader bucket itself has quick couplers right here. Take that off, put a set of pallet forks on there, a front blade for moving snow. Just a whole wide selection of different choices when you pull that quick attach loader off. A really good addition. We see this, I bet at least 50% of our customers now are installing what's called a third function valve. It basically allows this loader, instead of just being able to lift and dump, you can now, when you take this attachment off, the loader bucket off, you have a third function valve, which is a set of hydraulic lines that come down here. You can quick couple hydraulic hoses into that line. Allows you then to operate an attachment like a grapple that simply opens and closes like this. So I can lift that grapple up in the air, I can dump with like this, I can also open and close. So it just allows this machine to be much more versatile, and it gives you just really greater capacity to do more jobs, so you can stay in the seat, let the tractor do the work. So there's a couple of different points where you as an owner-operator decide, what series machine do I need? Well, the Standard L Series, which actually there's three models in this class as we've talked about a little bit ago, but also there's another model that goes one frame size up called the L4701. It's kind of a tweener between these two machines right here. So customers say, well, when do I make that jump? Well, it depends on a couple things. How much lift capacity you need as the loader, okay? Again, this has about 1,250 pounds lift capacity. This is roughly about 1,000 pounds higher, big difference. What size attachments do you want to run on the 3-point hitch? Now there's a lift capacity difference between the two tractors, and there's also the amount of power takeoff horsepower coming out of the rear of the tractors. So all of these things are kind of what we call the breaking points of having to step up. Another really important factor is really what's the terrain of your ground. You know, today there's a lot more acreage that's being opened up for customers to purchase that maybe isn't just this flat piece of ground. You know, it may be on a hillside. It's got a beautiful view of the countryside, but you're working on a hill most of the time. Well, to do that, you want to have as low a center of gravity as possible. Now, depending upon the conditions, either of these tractors may work well for you. But again, the steeper you're working on, probably the wider the stance that you'd like to have to spread that weight out and give you a much more comfortable operational ease as you're traversing that type of terrain. Another popular attachment is a 3-point backhoe. Now, Kubota's backhoes are quick attach, which means I can actually have that backhoe off the rear of the machine in just a matter of a few minutes. But again, with this series here, I can dig about 7.5 foot deep with my backhoe. With the MX series, they jump up a class of backhoes. So I go from 7.5 foot to just over 9 feet of digging depth. Makes a big difference when you're working and doing, pulling out stumps and maybe putting in water lines or digging out a foundation for a new garage, just a variety of uses for a backhoe. So all of these different implements and attachments, depending on how you're going to use them, will determine what size machine. Ease of operation is always important to you as the owner or the operator. And again, these tractors make it as easy as you want it to be. We can go from a manual shift transmission, which is a 4-speed transmission with a high and low range, up to a 3-range hydrostat. It wasn't that many years ago you couldn't get a hydrostat in a 60 horsepower tractor. Well, today you can with Kubota. The 3-range transmission, so if you're out there doing loader work, doing round baler work, maybe even some landscaping for your commercial operation or even around your home, having that ability to go forward and back with just a simple foot feed makes it very simple. And both of these machines are equipped with all those variety of choices. We've talked a lot about different attachments and the importance of that, but there may be some jobs that's particular to you, that a backhoe's not going to do it, or this size tractor is not going to do it. Well, trust me, Kubota has something within their line that can meet your needs. We range from mini excavators to skid steer loaders to compact track loaders and larger tractors, even smaller tractors than these. So if there's anything that you're in needing of for a particular project, stop at German-Bliss Equipment in East Peoria or Princeville and talk to one of our sales professionals who can put you in the right machine for the jobs that you have. German-Bliss Equipment in East Peoria, but next to the Upstream Auto Mall, or Princeville on Route 90 West. Remember, you can't miss with German-Bliss.